Horrors of Hotels. It's a Papa Meat video.
Welcome back to the Papa
We haven't watched a Papa Meat video in a while.
Sit down because today we're going to talk about hotels. We've all been to a hotel at some point in our lives, and the experience can vary greatly. From a luxury hotel that caters to your every need.
When I went to Coachella, there was blood on my sheets, and I had to get that changed. That was a little upsetting. That was not like a lot, but there was like a blotch of blood about that big, just like on one of the sheets. It was red. It might have not been blood. Could have been makeup.
To a roach-infested Motel 6. There's a nice little spectrum out there. Regardless
I stayed at a few Airbnbs that had cockroaches.
of what you're able to afford, going to a hotel can be a bit of a gamble. Sometimes they're dirty, sometimes the buildings are run down, and oftentimes there's a slight feeling of danger. I'm guessing from crackheads or maybe weird neighbors next door. What's that in the room next door? Apparently, hotel room break-ins have become surprisingly common. And by that, I mean, I feel like
Oh, I'd be doing the latch, shut that shit fully.
that's always been a thing. Right? So much so that there's an entire genre of video focused on giving tips on how to use household objects to lock hotel doors from unwanted guests or staff members, using things like hangers, towels, and forks to basically block the door. People even buy additional portable locks and alarms online to ensure their safety when staying overnight. You might think that doing this 20-minute long setup to lock your door or whatever while you're sleeping
I think that's a little extra. I mean, hotels usually have like a double lock and a latch.
might seem outrageous, but at the same time, you don't want to be that one.
If they're getting past those, they're getting past your stupid Amazon plastic lock that you got that was made in China. I think they're gonna get past that. You know, if they're getting past the double lock and the latch, I think they might just take the hinges off the door. At that point, I don't know how many more locks are really going to do much.
Statistic. So let's look at just how bizarre and terrifying the world of hotels can be. Over time, we've seen a large increase in sexual predators going after women in hotel rooms.
I have never heard of this.
Really came swinging again with this one, dude. Jesus Christ. Can't ease into it at all? Holy. I thought we might start with like petty theft, but nope. Here we go. While creeps preying on innocent women have been a tale as old as time itself, more people have felt comfortable coming forward to share their stories. One woman from Austin, Texas recounts the night she had awoken to a man who had somehow gotten access to her hotel key. As he was attempting to open the door, the woman noticed his finger prying through the door, trying to undo the latch. The woman screamed and charged at the door and slammed it shut, yelling,
Oh my God, I would hit them with the craziest jump fucking sideways. Boom! Right into the fucking door. Cut his fingers off. Oh my God. It would be drop kick the fucking door, shatter his fucking hand. Get the fuck out!
The man screamed, "Ah!" and quickly scurried off. She quickly called 911, but soon realized
No, you wouldn't. Yes, I would. If he was trying to unlock the door, I'm kicking that shit shut.
the man's severed fingers were still in the door latch when the police arrived, which is awesome.
Yeah.
I would put
Wait, what did they say? His fingers were still in the door?
that the man's severed fingers were still in the door.
Oh my God, they were severed. I was gonna say that would cut your fingers off. You know how like hotel doors are like heavy. You ever notice that? Hotel doors weigh like 100 pounds. They're like metal, like I feel like they're just like you gotta open that shit.
Latch when the police arrived, which is awesome.
Yeah.
I would put him in a fucking jar. If I was that woman, I would pickle those fingers 100%. And it
They're
goes
bulletproof? Are they really?
without saying that more often than not, the source of most
Oh, you're saying fireproof.
disturbances and strange occurrences are the hotel guests themselves. For example, one man was arrested for gooning in the hotel lobby in Nashville.
Just jorking it in the lobby? That's kind of crazy. While fucking Ed Sheeran's playing. I'm in love with the shape of you. A lot of people have been asking me to re-release merch, and I originally didn't want to do that because I think it ruins the limited ability that the merch drops have for the week or two that it's out where you can get it at that time. But since we've gotten so many requests, I thought it would be a fun idea to do a re-release in the summer of some of the most popular designs of the previous, 3, 4, 5 merch drops that I've done in different color schemes. So you can see we have some previous things here in different colors, as well as the Memento Mori pants 1 minute. I'm not. This is like the fucking 10th reshoot. God damn it. A more Fati shirt in blue. There's a bunch of different colors. Some of the original ones as well. Check it out, JoeBartolozzieStore.com. It will be out for like a week, 2 max. Then the next real new drop will be in November. But if you want to catch any of the merch that you previously might have missed, especially in different colors, go check it out, JoeBartolozzieStore.com. Thank y'all. Let's get back into the video.
A man named Jonathan Walker had visited a Hilton Garden Inn, and he started using the computer in the hotel's business center, despite not being a hotel guest. He started playing porn on the speakers for a long period.
Wow, on the fucking on the Dell computer that they have in the fucking weird room in the hotel lobby that nobody ever uses.
Period of time until hotel workers started to notice. They called the police, who approached him and tried to get his attention. Jonathan refused to stop watching porn, to the point that the police officers had to take him into custody and remove him from the premises. As it turns out, this was a repeat occurrence, and he had already been banned from the hotel previously. He was charged with trespassing. He must have been locked in, dude. He's like, I can't hear you.
I like how he thinks it's like a public library where you can just go in and watch porn.
A public library?
I don't even know if you're able to go to a public library and watch that.
We can go and watch porn. Is that what you do?
Well, that's what... No.
People still go to public libraries. I don't think I've ever been to a public library in my life. I don't think I've ever been to a public library. Maybe once. I still do. You still go to public libraries? Yes. What do you do there? Study?
What I want to know is when they're like, he did it for a long time. I'm wondering, because they said he was a repeat offender to this hotel. I wonder if they just saw him and they're like, he'll be done in a bit. Who's motherfucker's gotta clean that?
It sounds like he was just watching.
Bro, I'm not gonna make like a stereotype here. Okay, I'm gonna make a stereotype here. I don't think men really read a lot. Whenever I go into like a BAM bookstore, if there's like 20 people in the store, like 2 of them are men. Ever. I feel like a lot do you think there's a statistic on that? Women read more books than men, especially fiction. Survey studies show that women consistently read more frequently and in higher volumes than men do. They have a higher likelihood of reading for pleasure and engaging with various forms like physical books, ebooks, and audiobooks. One side thing, I don't understand how like women read like sex novels. I don't think I could do that. Like read like 50 Shades of Grey. I'm not saying all women, by the way. I'm saying, like, that's a popular book, right? Like, I wouldn't be able to read that. What does this mean? Like, what is this graph? For 88 most read self-help books on Goodreads. This doesn't even make sense. 30 books % of male readers, 58 books % of male readers. What the fuck does that mean? Oh, 30 books by women, 58 books by men. Men are more likely to read books by men. I don't think that's the same thing with the women.
And of course, this is not the only story about gooning in a hotel. There's also Florida's serial hotel Gooner. That's right, my friends. Serial hotel Gooner. In 2019, at Hotel Zamora, Jason Bradley walked into the hotel balcony naked and started masturbating in front of a hotel staff member. That's just not fun. That's a little peekaboo. That's a little Jack in the Box that I don't want to see.
Isn't that sexual harassment?
Yeah.
How is that arousing as well for him? To just literally, like, walk up to somebody that's like, ew, what are you doing? And just start doing it.
When management intervened and told him to stop, Jason ran back to his room and locked the door. Like a little toddler. It's like when your parents try to pick you up from your friend's house and you try to hide and be like, just see if I can stay over again. Except this time it's like a 6'3" naked guy, hard dick, run through the lobby. Police were promptly called and he was arrested shortly after. 3 days later, Jason was again arrested for the same thing. This time at a high...
I mean, at that point, oh my God, touching himself on a beach. At that point, I feel like he would just have to stay in jail.
Hotel near Clearwater Beach. This time, Jason was caught jerking it in a beach house cabana that he didn't pay for, which was the biggest crime there. And that was after 3 women complained about him, so he was hiding there beating for a bit. Took 3 women to come forward and be like, there's a guy in there. And let me tell you, I don't think he paid. When confronted, Jason punched the employees in the face and then ran into the parking garage to hide. You think that was the hand he was using to beat his cock?
No, I think he punched with his other hand and kept beating.
So you think that he's beating and punching? That's an alpha. The police were called, and Jason was once again swiftly arrested. He now faces multiple counts of lewd
What do you think the conversation there is?
exhibition and assault. Just a few months ago, he was also arrested for indecent exposure involving a minor. Just had to.
How does he keep getting in and out of prison and then just jorking it in public? You know what I mean? Like, how is he getting arrested for indecent exposure, getting out the next day, and then going to the beach and doing it again?
Some people have reported strange hotel guests sneaking into their hotel rooms in the middle of the night, creating a traumatizing experience. Natalia Taksisi, a model from Thailand, posted a viral TikTok detailing a horrifying experience she had in a Japanese hotel. She had traveled.
Found a strange man under my bed. I'm kicking him in the fucking teeth. Oh my God. I feel like if you looked under a bed and somebody was there, your gut reaction is like scream and run. But you're really in the biggest advantageous position you could be in. If there's somebody under the bed, they're fucked. Like, they're not going to be able to hurt you. If they have a gun, it's different. But I'm saying, like, if they have no weapons and they're just unarmed and they're like, for them to get out, they'd have to crawl out. You could just fucking full-on belly flop onto their fucking skull.
To Japan for a vacation, believing it would be a safe place for a
They grab your ankle, you kick them.
solo trip. Natalsi decided to go to the APA hotel and
I would probably say you'd stand on top of the bed and just wait for them to come out.
resort in Tokyo, which is a well-known hotel chain. After a long day of sightseeing, she returned to a hotel and laid in bed before noticing a particularly repulsive smell. After some time,
He smelled that bad that she noticed him.
she had realized that it was coming from underneath her bed.
Oh my God. I think I'd have a heart attack. What? Like, you're just like scrolling on TikTok for like an hour. Like, dude, it smells bad. You pull one of those maneuvers where you just lean over the bed. You don't even get up. You don't even do this. You don't get down from the bed. You fucking lean over and go. What are you doing if you see a guy staring at you? I'd go. And if I saw a guy go, staring back at me, is there a word exchange there? I feel like it's just indiscernible. Like fucking screaming.
Natalsi checked under the bed, coming face to face with a pair of eyes staring directly at her. She screamed and leapt off the bed.
This is straight up horror movie shit.
The Asian man climbed up from under the bed and stared at her for about 3 seconds.
Do you think he was naked?
No, I think he was just a weird, stinky man, little garbage man. At the moment, Natalsi claimed that those seconds felt like my life was over. Suddenly, the man started screaming before turning and sprinting out the room. Turns around, pulls a Kevin McAllister. The police were contacted where they found a hidden power bank that the man was using for his phone, meaning he had potentially been there for a long... He was there all day.
Oh, so he wasn't even trying to be... Wait, so he wasn't trying to be a creep. He just wanted to charge his phone? Like he was bumming and living in the hotel room and just sleeping under the bed?
For sure. He was charging his phone, playing like Angry Birds and shit. He's so old game. Due to the lack of CCTV cameras in the hotel, the police claimed that there was little chance of identifying the man, but eventually she was able to get a full refund for her trip. Thank God.
I stayed at a APA hotel.
Oh yeah, you did, didn't you? I forgot about that.
They're nice. Apparently, we need to fact check this, but apparently the APA hotel is run by a cult leader. So maybe it was a cult member.
Man, maybe it was a cult member. They're like, go up there and take this battery and let it charge. She'll be up there real soon. Hotel guests have a tendency to do whatever they want in hotel rooms, seeing as they're paying for it. While some will settle for cranking up the AC all night, others treat the place like their own personal trash can. This was the case.
I'd be bumping the AC, dude. I go, this ain't on my dime. I say that, yo, literally. Middle of summer. Oh, they got it set at 72? Let's bump it down to 67. Actually, though, let's bump it down to 67. Every time. Crank that shit low. Crank that shit low. And then I'm going to be, turn the TV on. All the lights are coming on. I'm going to make it cozy.
For Kelly Tedford, the OnlyFans hotel pisser. In New
What?
Hampshire, an OnlyFans model named Kelly Tedford was caught destroying a Marriott hotel room with her body.
Like peeing all over the floor and the beds and shit and filming it?
Bodily waste. She had the plan of filming a video for her OnlyFans, Kinky Kelly, in which she would cover the entire room in her own piss. She proceeded to pee all over the bedding, all over the curtains, even pissed on the AC unit, which it's like that's gonna blow it even more.
I mean, how much piss does she have? Like, you ain't got a full black. How many times did she have to, how many cuts did she have to do to pee everywhere?
In the air. Which, granted, the room's gonna smell like piss anyway, so she's like, it's. And she even pissed on the hotel Bible. For good measure, she even took a on the floor, which she would later hide in the upper tank of the toilet.
What? She pooped on the floor on OnlyFans and then scooped it and put it in like the fucking like water vat.
She's being a little bitch, dude. That's a woman who just needs to be slapped around.
Yeah, she needs to be shown a thing or two.
How much do you think if she didn't poop on the floor, she would have gotten away with it? Like, if the piss dried, would they know? If you peed on the bed, yeah. But, like, it would have to be pretty bad. I think you could walk into a subpar hotel. I'm not talking like a 4 or 5 star hotel. I think you could walk into like a Days Inn and just every time you needed to pee, just pee in the corner of the room. And I don't think they would notify you. I think you would just be like, you would hear nothing. They wouldn't clean it. It would smell a little.
She was arrested and charged with criminal mischief. Further investigation showed that she had been doing things like this for years. And in one case, she was arrested for peeing all over grocery store products.
Okay, so that's actually crazy. She was peeing on food.
A whole new problem with hotel guests emerges when you look at stories revolving around luxurious hotels. Some wealthy guests can be straight up menaces. Some hotel workers have to put up with a very unique type of harassment, like the smear campaign orchestrated by a teenager named Theodore Weintraub. Theodore had been attempting to order a drink at the bar inside of the Mark Hotel, an upscale spot known for its high-profile clientele. He was turned down due to him being 17, attempting to use a fake ID, which caused him to become aggressive. After causing a scene, he was banned from the hotel for disturbing other guests, and he later tried to—
Why is there so many pictures of this guy? Like, why do we just have like fucking straight up B-roll images of him? Like, this is just like a stock photo. He just has like aura photos just ready up.
And from the hotel for disturbing other guests.
Like a Getty image.
And he later tried to enter through a dinner reservation with his family, only to be caught and denied entry. He begged them to reconsider, only to flip out since he didn't get his way. And according to the filing,
I think at that point, if he wanted to drink that bad, he could have just waited for dinner and then like had his dad order a drink and then just take it. Oh, he started being anti-Semitic and spitting in people's food.
Accusing the hotel of being anti-Semitic and spitting in people's food.
What does quelled mean? The father eventually quelled his outburst. What is quelled? Put an end to. I mean, dude, if I had a son that was causing a scene like that at a restaurant, I'm kicking him the fuck out. We're leaving. I am a firm... I mean, dude, kid's a teenager now, so it's even different. But, like, if I had a 5-year-old, or, this kid's like 17. So let me do this example first. You ever go to a restaurant and there's like an iPad kid just starts screaming, crying about anything, getting up and leaving? I don't understand. I'm not going to make any judgments of that person, right? But, like, if I'm the parent and my kid is crying in a movie theater, crying at a restaurant, I'm getting the fuck up and I'm walking out, right? I understand there might be like a reason that they're crying, but like that's just like this is ruining everyone's eating experience, especially at a nice restaurant. Like there's been times it's a little different if I'm like at an Applebee's and that's kind of the service I'm expecting or the experience I'm expecting is some crying kid and a bunch of other shit and annoying people, food on the floor, whatever it may be. But if I'm at like a nice restaurant where I'm paying hundreds of dollars for food, and there's a crying, screaming toddler, kick that kid the fuck out. If I'm I think that should be like a rule at fancy restaurants. I'm actually going to have that take. If I'm at a fancy place, or I owned a fancy restaurant, where like you're paying an average of over $100 per person, you can't bring kids in. Like, not like, a 10-year-old, but like a kid that's going to like a Ruth Chris. If I'm at a fucking steakhouse, not like Texas Roadhouse, like a family joint, like a fucking 5-star steak restaurant, and there's a toddler screaming, kick him out. Sorry, you got to leave. I'll comp your bill. You got to leave. You're ruining the experience. You're on a date. I'd be like, dude, somebody kick that family out. Get them the fuck out of here. Like, they need to leave. And then on top of that, now this kid, 17, making a scene, spitting in people's food. I'm the dad. Oh, that, bro, I'd be like, yo, you're disowned. Yo, you're on your own, buddy. Hey, we're going home tonight. You ain't got a home, pal. Sorry. What are you doing? 17, you're spitting in people's food? I'd be like, bro, no way.
Until his father calmed him down. Theodore, stop. Stop it, Theodore. Calm down. We're sorry. He usually gets his alcohol and he's fine.
He wasn't spitting? Oh, defendant began the hotel of accusing. Oh, he said the hotel was anti-Semitic and spit in people's food. Oh. Either way, if he's throwing an outburst because he got denied because he's not 21, can't have a drink.
Stop. Stop it.
I'd be like, bro, you gotta leave.
There was also reports of hotel staff passing by him on the street near the hotel. Theodore became enraged and started screaming at them. This frustrated him so much that 2 years later, he returned to the hotel only to enact his revenge. He hired multiple protesters to stand outside the hotel and smear their reputations with signs reading, "Mark supports Epstein. Mark denies the Holocaust," and "The Mark spreads disease." Check, and
He paid people to do that?
check. All the while, Theodore sat inside of his Cadillac parked out front so he could laugh at the
Oh, he's a rich kid?
scene unfolding. And at one point, hotel guests were physically accosted as well. Theodore made sure to do this during the busiest time when celebrity guests would be staying at the hotel, specifically Drake. At one point, they attempted to physically stop him from re-entering the hotel, causing a crowd of his fans to get into a physical altercation that ended in one protester being punched in the face. In the end, the hotel filed a restraining order against Theodore and barred him from continuing his protest within 150 feet of the property. They're like, so you can do it, but just a little farther down.
Does that even work, though? I feel like they...
Well, first off, if the protesters aren't getting paid, they're going to show up a couple times, but they're going to quickly be like, I can't keep doing this. You know? Also, him sitting in his Cadillac, he's like definitely like a little Nepo baby thing, just chortling, eating snacks. Like, can you pay us more? I can. My dad doesn't give me allowance yet. Other hotel staff members have recounted stories of guests making them incredibly uncomfortable in public forums. One worker tells a story of her creepiest night shift experience. One night shift worker explains that most of the calls they get late at night are from creeps, which just makes sense. People, little gooners.
Creeps just calling hotel front desks at night? For what?
Going out there being like, I'm outside, I can smell your panties.
Jeez.
Like a little prank call stuff, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm here, I'm outside. Whatever. Or just people just being like, what are you wearing? I mean, I could see that. Just weird shit.
Also drunk, too, maybe.
Yeah, drunk assholes. I need a place to stay. She received a call at 1 a.m. from a hotel guest, only to find out that he was jerking off over the phone. What did I tell you? What did I tell you?
Hang up.
I think she heard it.
Yeah, dude. The pud? Probably definitely heard the pud was all wet, sound like a big, like, trough of mud.
Do you think he was making little moans? Oh.
I was wondering if I could get away. Wake up call. Another staff member recounted the time that a naked man ran into the lobby and started yelling at workers to give him directions to the bathroom. He was given directions only to go the wrong way and end up running into a wedding party.
Oh my god. Oh my god, no. A random naked man showing up at your wedding?
The man began to panic, crying profusely, and he turned back around, leaking all over himself and on.
Oh my god, wait, so he wasn't even trying to be a streaker? He was like actually gonna shit himself. Why was he naked though? And did the hotel not have a bathroom? Well, if the room he was staying in would have a bathroom.
To the floor. He had to be escorted out of the building by police, and the wedding event was comped by the hotel for the absurd interruption.
No, that's kind of fire though, low-key. Naked man runs into the wedding. Whole wedding comped? Whole wedding thing comped? It's pretty expensive.
How do we know that wasn't orchestrated?
I was just thinking the same thing.
Pay somebody to do that. Somebody in chat just said that. Yeah, give a guy $500 so you save like $10K.
Hey.
I'm gonna do the same thing for my daughter's wedding. When my daughter gets married, I'm gonna be like, here's $200. Just shit yourself and run through. Oh, come on. The whole.
Oh, come on. We need this whole wedding paid for By the way, can we get like 10 more bottles of wine on you guys?
Thing's free. $200 and you save how many thousands? Come on now.
Easy to repeat too, because all you have to be like, the wedding's there, go up to the staff, ask where the bathroom is, go the wrong way.
Easy peasy. The only problem is your wedding's in a hotel.
Oh, I mean, nice hotels.
No, it's
The
true.
Hilton.
Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah, I don't know. Hotel wedding at a Hilton depends where. What Hilton where? In Hilton in North Dakota? Hilton in, the Bahamas.
where'd you get married? The Hilton. Isn't it a typical thing, like just tiny chapels?
Holiday Inn. Hey, the breakfast there's pretty fire though. Hey, hangover breakfast at the Holiday Inn. They got cinnamon buns.
Or barn. I got married on a beach.
Oh yeah, that's right.
On an Oregon beach.
I want to get married in Scotland on the cliff, and have my wife come down on a helicopter.
Some of the most entitled and chaotic guests at a hotel are easily from wedding parties. One front office manager of a hotel describes the most chaotic night of their entire
I always don't understand like the bride or the groom getting blackout drunk on wedding night. Like I would make sure on my wedding night that I'm mildly drunk. Like get it, because that's a night you want to remember. If you're like one of the fucking groomsmen and you're just like a friend, yeah, who cares? Blackout. Like, but there's so many scenarios where like the bride will get so drunk or the groom will get so drunk they start throwing up. I'm like, bro, that just ruins the night. Like now, like I feel like this is a situation where like, yeah, getting drunk's fun on wedding night. Don't get so drunk that it's like it ruins your day.
career. 70 rooms were rented by attendees of the wedding, with the bride and bridesmaids infuriating nearby guests during the loud bachelorette party. After receiving 3 noise complaints, they decided to pay a group of kids $20 to run around the hallways in order to distract attention away from them. The next day, the bride and the bridesmaids angrily complained to the front desk worker about the staff telling them to quiet down. They believed that because their event gave them so much business, they deserved special treatment. Later, the worker had to assign guests to very specific rooms, as she was informed that several of the guests had cheated on each other and would have to be far apart.
On the wedding night? Nah. Bro, that's a scenario where you like stop being that motherfucker's friend. It's your wedding night and one of your friends cheats on their girlfriend or boyfriend there. Bro.
It's a crazy wedding, dude. The Hilton's getting a little wild.
I'd be like, you need to leave.
The day of the wedding was full of guests screaming at the staff over small inconveniences. In the middle of the chaos, one mother reveals that her child drank too much pool water and ended up throwing up.
All right, I'm sorry. I'm imagining these people being very annoying. I don't think this is what the wedding looked like. Like, this is a very, like, these images we're getting are, like, very happy. You know, I think this is, like, 1-2 songs playing. Everybody's way too drunk.
One mother reveals that her child drank too much pool water and ended up throwing up in the elevator. During the wedding reception, police had to be called due to adults buying drinks for the underage children. One of them gotten so drunk that he took his mother's keys, attempted to drive her car, and crashed in the parking lot.
This is one wedding?
Everyone was kicked from the venue, and the party resumed all night in the hotel rooms between arguing with staff who were trying to quiet them down. In the morning, the bride storms into the lobby and tells the front office manager that every single person should be refunded fully. The bride was furious over the fact that the cops are called, stating that they should be allowed to have fun and not be treated like a bunch of dogs.
Then don't have your fucking wedding at a hotel. Have your wedding at like a destination where you have the specific area just for you, not other random people staying.
No refund was issued, and the worker threatened to call the cops once more if things continue to escalate. What I would have done is
like at that point, have the wedding at like your parents' house or somebody where like everybody could sleep there. Because I know the common rebuttal is going to be like, oh, they don't have enough money. Okay, then don't have the wedding at the fucking hotel. Have it in your fucking backyard, right? Then you can black out, doesn't matter.
Would have been like, I have this hammer, and I'm going to drive it through your fucking skull. You and your trashy-ass family. You know what? Actually, come here. And I would. I'd kill all of them with a hammer. But I'd let the kids get drunk still. We've talked about some wild hotel guests. Don't let that fool you. Hotel staff members can just as easily be the creepiest and most insane people. Look no further than the infamous story of Poop Gelato. Did I grab your attention? Poop gelato. Steve White and his wife Jessica had been staying in the Coogee Bay Hotel in Sydney, a popular beachfront tourist destination. While grabbing a drink at one,
some dude started mixing poop in the chocolate ice cream. What percentage of poop would need to be in chocolate gelato for you to notice? I would say like 10%. I would say like 5%. I don't think you're noticing. I think if there's if your chocolate gelato is 5% poop, I don't think you know. I think you might be like, tastes a little freezer burnt.
Occasion, they were frustrated to find that the music they were playing overpowered the rugby match that they were trying to enjoy. They also complained that the food, the staff, and the price of their gelato and the other customer. The hotel decided to appease the two of them by sending a large complimentary bowl of gelato to their table. Go ahead, I eat it. Would you like to have some gelato? It's from Italy. Among the various flavors of gelato in the bowl, the bottom seems to be layered with chocolate. Steve took a big bite, only to throw it up and retch over what seemed to be a giant log of shit hidden underneath the gelato. Jessica had already taken a bite as well, becoming violently ill. The hotel tried to offer them $5,000 to look the other way, which was
no, $5,000. I'd be like, nah, I'm suing y'all. $5,000
was denied. Instead, they took a sample of the feces and went to the police, who confirmed that it was indeed human excrement. Investigation into the poop gelato sampled failed to reveal who the culprit was. To save their reputation, the hotel employees signed contracts that forbid them from talking to the media. Jessica's reputation, however, was slowly ruined over the course of a month. According to her, everywhere I go, I'm now known as the one who ate the poo. It happens when I'm shopping, when I'm walking down the street, and when I'm...
Yeah, get the fuck out of here. When every time she walks into a local CVS, you're the poop eater. You ate poop. No, that's not happening. Everywhere she goes, people recognize her.
I'm on the sideline watching my son at Little Athletics.
What are you, fucking Dwayne Johnson?
On a Saturday morning. In the end, an undisclosed amount of money was reached in a settlement between the hotel and the...
How much do you think they got? Undisclosed. Probably like $100,000. Probably, no, they're not getting millions, bruh.
It had to have been like, you think it was at least 6 figures?
Yeah, 6 figures. I think a low 6 figure. Under $250,000. You're not getting over $250,000 for eating poop.
I'd say
they offered her 5, she said no. And then they're like, this is hush money. I bet you anything it was like at least $100,000. I think that she could have probably shut that place down. That's gotta be like bioterrorism, right? Some kind of crazy shit like that. And you got violently ill. I mean, like people would lose their jobs or strip. I mean, like I think that...
Oh, yeah, no, everybody, dude, I think everybody in that kitchen's probably losing their job.
Legitimately, she probably could have shut that place down.
I was thinking like $1 million.
You think $1 million for some poo? Nah.
Not $1 million. Okay, you're getting $1 million if somebody died. You eat some poop, you go into a coma, getting $1 million. You eat some poop, you throw up, get food poisoning, you're getting $100K. If somebody died, you'd get more.
Well, the damages too. People call him Poo Lady.
Yeah, reputation. I'm just saying, I think someone would buckle under $100K. You want 100,000? Okay, I'm the poo girl.
What if I'm allergic? Allergic to poop?
I'm the poo woman. I'd be that way. In another disgusting display, we also have the Hilton Toe Sucker, which is my favorite story of this entire video. In Nashville, such a beautiful city for music, right? Once again, at a Hilton downtown hotel, a man named Peter Brennan was asleep before the day of a big work conference. He awoke to a man sucking his toes in the dead of night. Peter immediately...
In your hotel room? That is fucking mortifying, dude. I feel like I'd be in sleep paralysis.
He leaped into the air and started screaming as the man sprinted out the room. This man was David Neal, the manager of the Hilton Hotel.
Wow, David Neal was licking those toes.
The manager of the Hilton Hotel, who was working a night shift. David made copies of the guest key in order to break into the room and perform strange acts as a part of this weird, sick fetish. Definitely sexual. Definitely hard doing it the entire time. Must have been a good-looking guy, huh? Had sandals on.
Well, that's what I was going to say. He definitely saw
You're in room 428.
I see you have a bunion there. Oh, I could smell it from here. Where'd you get that? Oh, yeah, your room, 3rd floor, 4th door on the right. Do you need any ointment? Sorry. Are your feet dry?
A warrant was put out for his arrest, and he was eventually taken into custody for aggravated burglary. This wasn't his first run-in with the law, as he
aggravated burglary.
He had previously served prison time due to a slew of crimes. Brennan told reporters that he started going to therapy after the whole ordeal and still does not feel safe in his own home. If there was something like that, that would f me up too. People can probably...
Oh, yeah, that's so weird that it's traumatic. Even though he wasn't, like, physically harmed, that's just, like, an experience you'd have, like, a nightmare about.
To test this, there's got to be viewers that we have that has had someone break into their home or anything while they were there or sleeping.
If you've had any crazy stories involving your house being broken into, people watching you sleep.
Invasion of privacy and security, dude.
But does it make sense if it's in a hotel? Because that makes sense if someone broke into my house and sucked my toes.
Yeah, but hotels, I mean, that's the same thing. Any place where you are sleeping and you lock the door, I think that follows you. Because then when you go home, you like hear some shit. It's just like the psychological damage to it. I think it fucks you up anywhere. Even if it wasn't your home or your own hotel room, like let's say you were staying at a buddy's house, it would fuck you up forever.
That's what I've been hearing, like rats in my ceiling.
You said that too with why your voice was like broken. That's why rats.
I don't think it's rats, maybe squirrels.
I think that's you having like sleep paralysis and you're
I think I have rats in my ceiling, but he hears pitter patter at night.
just envisioning things. You also get like 1 hour of sleep a night. I'm starting to hear weird things. Little gnomes running around my attic. Some of the scariest things to come out of the hotel experience is not the creepy people or staff members. It's the things people find in their rooms. It's common for people to find human excrement in their rooms. There's poo. Get over it. One hotel Marriott guest came out of the shower and pulled a towel from the rack, only to find that there was a baseball with smearing of poo on it. Others have allegedly found hidden cameras placed inside the hotel room, sometimes pointed directly at their toilet. That's the biggest thing. The amount of like hidden cameras I see in like smoke alarms, people put it in like AC vents, all that kind of shit. Also power outlets, like the screw for your power outlet, that can be a camera. There's apparently a wand you can do to like go around a room. Yeah.
There's something people do with tape. I don't know if it's a troll, but they like put tape on windows and they put like a marker.
I feel like that shit's a troll. That's how they do the double mirror test to see if it's a see-through.
Through it to see if it's like a see-through mirror too.
Oh yeah. Well, I thought I've heard that too with like hotel paintings and because they're like, I've heard that can be like a two-way mirror too.
With a painting?
Yeah, or like a glass frame painting, and it's like, oh, this is just a picture. I've seen some crazy shit, man. Which makes you think when I see the girl who's like, let me lock the door, and she puts like 70 things up to, I'm like, I don't fucking blame you. Also too, you know, you think I want my tiny dick and like my fat shit splayed out in the dark web for to be sold? Not really. You know what I mean? If I'm sitting there beating my little monkey cock and then that's put online, that'd fuck me up.
That's true. I guess, you know, some of it's rational.
I think it's all rational. If I walked by and I saw somebody doing that, who am I to be like, paranoid much? And then of course that's on the next day, look at my phone and just sees me like beat my little dick. I'm like online, I'm like, how did they get that? One hotel worker had even stumbled across a live baby that had been abandoned in the parent.
A live baby in their hotel room? Dude, that would immediately be like, my mind's going, somebody abandoned this here specifically so I would, you know, find this kid because they didn't want to take care of their child. But also, like, are maids not coming in and cleaning the room?
Parents' room. I hear that happens all the time. Well, that's the whole thing with dumpster babies too. Toss them out.
Well, I was gonna say, was this a staff member? Did they just leave the baby in?
I'm thinking that it was a guest. The thing too is I think people are f***ed up and they'll rationalize it. Well, like, I mean, he was in a comfortable, warm place.
Also, yeah, they leave it in a hotel room to be like, well, the staff.
I don't understand that, though. Why don't you just bring them to, like, an adoption center, you know? Or, like, a church. Like, if I was going to abandon my kid, I would bring them to, like, a church or, like, an adoption center, you know? Why would you leave them in a hotel room?
Well, they'll find it. Yeah. As if that, like, makes it okay. Well, someone's going to stumble on it eventually. We left a bunch of crackers and Pringles on the... I mean, you should be fine.
Have you seen the baby boxes? Cities have a thing where it's, like, a big, like, metal...
Really? Safe haven box where you could just leave a child?
Box with a little window. You could put a baby in it. And when you close it, you pull, like, a string, and it calls the fire department.
What year are you talking about?
This is 2025.
No.
Yeah.
No. There is no way there is a metal delivery box for a child to, first off, bake in, and then also that you pull a string that calls the fire department. That seems like something in a Buster Keaton film.
It's got AC and a little tablet that the baby, it's like, you put a little string.
How often do you think people are abandoning their kids like that, though?
And as you would expect, multiple people have had the experience of stumbling across a dead body. In college, I saw
a dead body in a hotel room.
It's f***ed up. I thought it was a guy sleeping. It's a homeless guy.
Yeah, I told me about that.
It's fucking horrible.
Wait, what?
In college, I saw a dead body. It's f***ed up. I thought it was a guy sleeping. It's a homeless guy.
Yeah, he told me about that.
It was fucking horrible.
Very scarred. Was it kind of like Stand By Me?
No, it wasn't as cool as Stand By Me. It was like really sad. Actually, I guess it's Stand By Me. It was pretty sad in that too. I don't know. You sit there and you're like, oh shit. Well, because you think at first it's just like
Oh, he saw somebody outside and was like, it's a homeless man, but he was dead.
a homeless guy sleeping in this park. And you're like, oh damn. And then you like look at it and he was just dead. So we called the cops.
That's my fear. I'm gonna be walking and there's a dead body.
That's my fear. Not snakes.
What's sad is most people would walk by them. Like, if there's a homeless guy that just dies in the street, like, hundreds of people would walk by them before anybody would even check to see if they're alive. Because you would just assume they're a sleeping homeless man. I think there's a Twitch streamer that did that one time, where they were, like, walking by a guy. They're like, excuse me, they touch him. He just doesn't move. And they're like, ooh. To avoid problems, too? Well, I don't even think it's avoid problems. I mean, dude, if it's like broad daylight and I'm walking on the street and I see a man laying on the ground, I'm assuming he's a homeless man, maybe on drugs, asleep. I'm not going to check if he's alive. I'm not even thinking about him. I'm just going to keep walking. In my head, I'm probably going to go, that's a homeless guy. I'm not thinking he's dead. Unless literally, like, he's facing the road and his eyes are open and he's not breathing.
Another person found tons of raw steaks in the room. And apparently, he was being kicked out of the hotel and he started throwing the raw steaks directly at housekeeping staff. When he caught him. Put him in a cooler. But nothing is as strange as what one hotel remodeler found during a job. He looked underneath a piece of furniture to find what looked like a dark human-like figure with large breasts. Show the photos of that. I don't know what I would do. At first, I think it's a real body. I'd be like, oh my God. The man noted that there was old blood left behind on it, and people were convinced that it was some kind of weird makeshift sex doll. When asked how the material felt, he said, I will never forget the crunchy feeling. Sound like picking up like a pie.
I'm imagining like a hard marble, not marbles. You know, what is that? It's like, not like packing peanuts. What are those, like, plastic balls? Like this. I would imagine it would feel like really small plastic balls. Like, imagine these, but like, yeah, like false snow. Like, yeah, false snow, literally. But like really, like, textured. Ugh. Just dry.
Pile of leaves.
Yeah, like a silica packet. Exactly.
Some people will bring full weapons into the room only to leave them there. One hotel worker admits that housekeeping completely missed a loaded firearm in a drawer upon cleaning the room. An entirely new family was booked and checked out before anyone realized that the gun was there. In a strange scene, one hotel worker in charge of doing laundry walked into a room to find that a jacuzzi tub was filled to the brim with Jell-O, staining the material so bad that it had to be professionally cleaned and fully taken apart.
That's kind of funny, though. You walk into a really high-quality hotel, you're like, I'm super excited. Let's pop open the hot tub. It's just full of cherry Jell-O.
Hotels bring people from all walks of life. Sometimes things can lead to some truly bizarre and crazy encounters. If you're checking into a hotel, just act like a normal fucking person, dude.
Yeah, dude. I think the majority of hotel experiences, like, the worst thing you're going to see is, like, hair in the shower, maybe a stain on the blankets. That's about it. Dude, somebody walking in, sucking your toes. Ugh. All right, chat. Coming up 30 seconds. Let me have one more.